Yeah, sorry about that. The car ran out, so I had to do too much film the other day. Anyway, I should say, from our experience here, I don't know. You can see this. There's pinking up the top there. We can get it in the sun. See that? Pinking goes down about a third, but nothing down the bottom. But it's only a light pinking, it's not like it's going crazy. And it's been 4 days now, I think, today. So there's that one. And if we go around here and have a look at our other ones, which I'll probably need to bring them out into the sun because they live for the sun. Whoa! Almost knocked them over. Oh, of course we had the rain. That's why. Cardboard's soft. Forgot about that. That's my poor memory again. So if I can get them down here, only wet on one side. So yeah. So poly. Only pinking up the top at the moment too. So there you go. Poly and perlite peeking at the top still, and poly down the bottom, that pinking at the top still. Okay, some characteristic odours, and the same again, matching that one roughly about down to a lot there and then down to about a third sort of thing. Okay. I think because the perlite or the silicate is acting a bit like a storer, so it's locking down the reductive flammable gas, taking it out of the equation. So if the organisms actually use free reductive flammable gas, by locking it down, they've got to do work to get at it, you see. So it may be a lovely storage, make it like a battery, but you've got to attach yourself to the battery sort of thing. And this is the zeolite, which is the aluminium lead silicate, not the calcium silicate I want. But I'm assuming now that probably the calcium silicate or dolomite, diatomaceous earth, it's going to be bad too. Because I keep saying this because this one here, at night time, you shine a torch there, it's still lovely red down the bottom sort of thing. It's sort of down see that down the bottom. So the polyurethane foam, the stuff they used in the 70s, I believe, for the cyanofighter in there, either stores it in a nice way, or actually slightly generates some of it's one of these plastics, a bit like polystyrene, that can break water as well, but probably very mildly. Otherwise it would go crazy, surely, wouldn't it? Anyway, so I'm coming to this idea, back to the cellulose, which we know generates reductive flammable gas to a certain extent for about 2 weeks. Again, we're coming back to this idea, 2 weeks. It takes the aluminium about 2 weeks to get going, probably from the stuff coming off the polystyrene. So I think that 2 week gap sort of thing, and that starts to run out normally, and the fact that when the aluminium, and I assume zinc and maybe even lead start up, is too much of a coincidence sort of thing. And I'm thinking, where did all this losing of the big fat red roots back in the 70s happen, and when did all this peat and sand, this 50-50 idea of peat and sand, oh, I've got one in the sun here because I'm getting ready to do this sort of experiment. This one we got out here, there was a slight reddening, then it went brown for one day. When I wetted it up, later, a few hours after I let it wet it up, it went sort of red again. But the whole thing's not going red, and I'm thinking, is it because the sand? See, no real pinking, and you would have thought that would have really pinked really well, really fast. It's got the smell though. Is it because the sand or silicate in quotes is actually acting as a bit of a storer with its 10% interstices sort of thing? It's even better in a way sort of thing. I don't know. So with this, it's a store, but it can release it sort of thing, because it's got lots even larger interstices in it sort of thing. Whereas that, it's got micro interstices, so it stores it in a much better way sort of thing. Anyway, I'm going to get on with this, and I'm going to cut myself some cat litter, because I'm going to go back to these ones, and I'm going to do a 5 parts cat litter, or cellulose basically, and 2 parts poly, make that up with the 2.4 litre amount of thing. Why do I do this? Because, let me say, every 2 handfuls makes up the 600 mils, which I'm probably going to have to show you. Maybe I need the tripod. Okay, hang on, here we go. Tripod.